Good morning, students. Am I audible? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you for confirming, students. Let's proceed with the session today. Before proceeding further, let's take a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Let's take a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday. Yesterday, we have discussed about what actually the Python is. To proceed further, we need to understand what actually the Python is. Python is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted, and high level programming language, which is a which are the key features of Python, which we are going to discuss further. How it is simple, how it is platform independent, highly interpreted, and high level programming language. Let's proceed further. Now, what kind of applications one can develop by using Python? By using Python, we can go ahead with the website development like Java programming language, C language, C++. With the Python also, we can develop the websites. We can also develop the gaming applications, artificial intelligence like AI applications like machine learning and deep learning can also be learned with the help of Python. Without Python, we cannot go ahead with machine learning and deep learning, etc. Desktop GUI, that is graphical user interface applications. If we want to process with the coding of image processing applications, if we want to develop the image processing applications, we need to go ahead with the Python. Business-based applications, audio and video-based applications such as YouTube, web scraping, data visualization, harvesting applications, CAD and CAM-based applications. Automobile industry is also using Python programming, coding of Python programming for testing purpose. CAD and CAM-based applications. If we want to proceed our career in data analytics or data analysis, we need to have the knowledge of Python. In the education industry also, Python is the hottest selling language. Now, operating system installers or software development, if we want to make career in this, we need to have the knowledge of Python again. We can solve numerical and complex mathematical operations with the help of Python. So there are a lot many fields, like in every field, we need Python nowadays. Let's proceed with the Python. Now, before that, before proceeding, we need to have what actually the Python is. History of Python, versions of Python which MNCs are using, then downloading process of Python software, and it is inspired from features of Python. So let's take a quick recap of history of Python. Python was conceived in year 1980 and implemented in year 1989. It was developed by Guido van Rossum, who was the father of Python. But officially, if we talk about, it was officially released in year 1991, February 20. It was developed at Centrum Wiskunde Informatica, that is CWI Institute in Netherlands. ABC programming language is the predecessor of the Python programming language, and it is managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization, that is Python Software Foundation, PSF. Official website of Python Software Foundation is www.python.org, from where we can easily download Python software. Let's proceed further. Now we will be talking about the versions of Pythons. which MNCs are using. So as I've told you, we have three major versions: 1.x, 2.x, and 3.x. So whatever comes after decimal, that is a minor version. Like if I'll talk about 1.1, 1.0, 1.2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These are the minor versions. So Python 1.1, 2 till 7 are expired now. These are the outdated versions which are not in use nowadays. And Python does not support the backward compatibility, right? Some MNCs are also using Python 2.x, Python 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 4 till 7. But if we talk about Python 3.x, where 3 is the major version, 3 is the major version and x represents the minor version. Here also we have 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 till 12. 3.12 is the latest version. Now we need to develop we need to download, 3.12.4. Point 4 we are using just because they are making some minor changes. So that is why they use 3.12.4. Otherwise, we recommend you to download 3.12. Is this clear till here? Is this clear till here? Any questions? Let's proceed further. Let's start with the features of Python. These are the things, which we have already discussed yesterday. So now we are proceeding with the features of Python. Features of a language is nothing but the facilities provided by the language developers in the language and used by the language programmers for developing the real-time applications. And Python programming provides the 11 key features. Now, what are those? They are simple, as I've told you, freeware and open source, platform independent, highly interpreted, dynamically typed programming language. Robust language, it is extensible, embedded, both functional, object-oriented language. It also supports the third-party APIs like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, SciPy, Scikit, etc. So these are the key features of Python. Let's discuss about them. But before that, let's take, it is inspired from 4 different programming languages. So it has learned functional programming language from C, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, and scripting programming from Perl. Let's proceed further now. Let's start with the features. Now, why it is known to be a simple programming language? When we talk about the Python, it is one of the simplest programming language because of its 3 important technical factors. First of all, first factor is it provides the rich set of APIs. Now, APIs are nothing, they are the library, so that we can reuse the predefined code. Okay, so whenever we talk about the APIs, we can reuse the predefined code. We need not to write the code again and again, right? Hence, Python-based applications are easy to develop. Now, APIs is also known as full form of API is Application Programming Interface. API is a collection of modules, and modules is a collection of functions, variables, and class, right? Like if we talk about calendar, maths, CMaths, OS, random, these are the predefined modules developed by the program, right? Let's go ahead. Now, second factor. Second factor is its garbage collector facility. What does the garbage collector do? What is the garbage collectors? You removes the unused memory space and improves the Python-based application. Okay, so Python programming provides the garbage collector whose role is running of regular Python programs for collecting or removing the unused memory space and improves the performance of Python-based applications. So what does the garbage collector do? It takes care of the automatic memory management. It provides the user-friendly syntaxes. Third factor is it provides the user-friendly syntaxes so that the Python programmer can develop the error-free programs in limited span of time. Let's proceed further. These are the three factors. Now, it is known to be a platform-independent language. Why it is known to be a platform-independent language? Because its data type remains same on all types of OSS. And in effective platform-independent language, all types of values will be stored in the form of objects. And we can store the unlimited amount of data. Although everything is stored in the form of objects in the Java also, but Java is size restricted. Java is size restricted, whereas if we talk about Python, we can store the unlimited size and unlimited values can be stored. So in Python, all values will be stored in the form of objects. Is this clear till here, students? Any questions? No questions. Third, it is freeware and open source. Freeware and open source, why it is known to be a freeware? Because we can freely download it from its official website, that is www.python.org. So we can freely download it from its official website. Open source. Why it is known to be open source? Because the standard name of Python is a CPython. Now, if we talk about some of the company vendors, they came forward and customized the CPython and used the customized versions as their in-house tools. Right? Such types of customized versions of Python are called the distributions of Python. Like we have Jython or JPython, which is used for running the Java-based applications. IronPython or IPython used to run the C#.NET applications. MicroPython used to develop the microcontrollers. RubyPython used to develop the Ruby-based applications. Anaconda Python, which is used to run the Hadoop applications. Hadoop applications are nothing but the big data applications. Fourth is a dynamically typed programming language. Now, what do we understand by dynamically typed programming language? We have two types of programming languages. One is a static type programming language. Second is a dynamically typed programming language. So static type programming language, if we talk about Java is a static type programming language where the declaration is mandatory. The declaration of variable is mandatory. Like we need to mention integer A, B, C. Example is given, integer A, B, C variable. This is a declaration and it is mandatory. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B. So it is not going to declare the variable on its own, what kind of variable it is. But if we talk about the Python programming language, it will declare the variable on its own. I have given you the example also. Yesterday, whenever we download the Python software, let me show you this type of screen will be available. So if because the letters will be very small, and if we want to make the changes in this, just go and click here. Go to the properties, and here you will get the font size and the fonts also. So whatever font you want, you just need to click on. Okay, then click OK. That will be displayed. Is this okay? Now let's go ahead. Now, what I'm going to do is, I was telling you that it is a dynamically typed programming language. Let me write A is equal to 12. B is equal to 12.4. Now, if I write C is equal to A plus B, here, just a second. C is equal to A plus B. Now, here also we have not declared what kind of variable it is. But if we write print A, type of A, we'll come to know what type of value it is. Then, if I write print B, type of B, C. This is a float value. Print C, type of C. We will get the output, and this is what type of value it is. It is a class float. Right? That is why it is known to be a dynamically typed programming language. Let's proceed further now. So as I've told you, that declaration is mandatory in this. See, in the dynamically typed programming language, I have given you the examples here. In these programming language, programmer need not to specify the data type of the variable, so that the data types of the variables decided by the Python execution environment based on the value assigned by program. Like A is equal to 10, B is equal to 1.2. I have given you the examples also. C is equal to A plus B. So we have got the same outputs, right? Only the values were changed. So all the values in Python programming are stored in the form of objects, right? Let's proceed further now. Interpreted programming language. Why it is known to be a interpreted programming language? Because whenever we save any file, we need to save the file with extension with the file name .py. Sorry. So whenever we develop any Python program, we give some file name with an extension that is .py. So whenever we execute the Python programming, two processes takes place internally. One is a compilation process and second is a execution process. Now, what is a compilation process and execution process? In compilation process, the Python source code submitted to the Python compiler reads the source code, check for the errors by verifying the syntaxes, and if no error found, then Python converts it into the intermediate code called bytecode, right? With an extension .pyc. And if the error found in the source code, then it will be displayed on the console. Once no error found, the execution process will take place. What happens in that? PVM reads the Python intermediate code line by line and converts it into the machine understandable language, that is binary code. We know that machine understands the binary code. It is read by the OS and processor and finally gives the result. Let's understand this with the help of diagram. Now I have saved one file with extension. This is the source code with an extension .py, like sum.py. The compilation process takes place here. What happens is it will read the source code and check for the syntaxes. check for the syntaxes. If no error found, then the compilation process will be completed and it will change it into the intermediate code, that is sum.pyc. As I told you that pyc is a byte. Then in the execution process, pvm reads it line by line and convert it into the machine understandable code. That is a binary code read by the OS. And finally, the result will be provided, which will be understandable by the programmer or the end user. Right? Now, what is PVM? PVM is a Python virtual machine. PVM is one of the program in Python software whose role is to read the source code line by line and converts it into the machine understandable code. So in Python programming, execution and compilation process is taking place line by line, and it is one of the interpretation-based programming language. Clear? Is this clear till here? Shall we proceed further? Let's proceed. Now, features of Python continues. Let's proceed. So we have already discussed about the compilation and the execution process. Now, sixth is high-level programming language. Generally, we have two types of programming languages. One is low-level programming language, and second is a high-level programming. Now, what is the difference between low-level programming language and high-level programming language? Students, whenever we save any file in the form of binary, octal, and hexadecimal, it will it is by default understandable by the programmers. It is not understandable by the programmers and the end user, right? But when we talk about, this is about low level programming language, whenever we save the file in this format, we won't be able to understand this. Do we understand this? What actually this value is? Do we understand this? What actually the value is? Do we understand this, the hexadecimal value? No. These comes under, such types of values comes under the low level programming language. So whenever we talk about the high level programming language, it will automatically convert it into the decimal number system, which is understandable by the programmer and the end user. So that is why it is known to be a high level programming language. Let me show you with example. Like if I write A is equal to, whenever we write any binary format, we need to write 0B. 0B. Please remember this. 111,000,1100. Do you understand what actually this value? Do you understand this value, students? Tell me. Give me the response. No response. Do you understand this value? Tell me, students. Is it understandable by the programmer or the end user? No. Ankita wants to ask the question. Yes, Ankita, please unmute yourself. Ankita, you want to ask anything? Please unmute yourself. Not understandable. Okay, fine. Let's proceed further. Now, what I'm going to do is, it says why it is known to be a high-level programming language, because once I write print A, type of A, you got the value, which is a decimal number system format. Is it understandable now? Yes, it is. Right? Let me write one more value. A is equal to 0 B. Now I'm writing in capital 111003. Again, it is not understandable. Now it is 56 integer value, which is understandable by the end user also and the programmer also. Let's understand this with the octal number system. A is equal to 0O 00235. Not understandable again. Print A, it is 157, which is a decimal number system format. I can write like this also, 0O 12. Now print A, this is 10, right? Let's go ahead with the hexadecimal. Now, A is equal to 0x. 0x. Now, I'm writing I12 AB. Now, it is 4779. Even I can write A is equal to 0x. Let me write now. Got the answer. So this is the reason, because it will convert, it will automatically convert the binary number system format, the octal number system format, and the hexadecimal number system format into the decimal number system, which is understandable by the entry. Right? Let's proceed further now. Now, see, it is known to be a robust language. Why it is known to be a robust language? Because of its exception handling. Now, what is an exception? Whenever we run any program, at that time, if we get any error, right, at that time, it generates the technical error messages. It generates the technical error messages, which is again not understandable by the end user. Right? So exception handling means converting those technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is known to be a exception handling. Right? And in the Python program, if it uses the exception handling, that is why it is known to be a robust programming. Is this understand? Is this clear? Is this clear? Good. Good. Only one student is giving the answer. No problems. Let's proceed further. Now, extensible. Why? It is known to be extensible programming language because it gives its facility, its programming facilities to the other languages also. Like the Python code can also be written in the languages C++, Java, C. Okay, so that is why it is known to be an extensible programming language. Embedded programming, Python programming known to be an embedded programming language because it can also call the other languages coding segments for the fastest execution. Like Python code can call C programming code as well. Extensive support for third-party APIs. As Python libraries can do many tasks and operations, but still there are some complex operations which are not done by the Python. So what does it do at that time? It uses the third-party APIs, such as NumPy to solve the numerical calculations. Pandas, it uses it as a analysis tool. Matplotlib for data visualization. It can also use the SciPy, Scikit, etc. So we are in this course, we are going to study about this NumPy and Pandas also. okay, which is an advanced study. Let's proceed further. Now we are going to talk about the identifiers and literals in Python. So features are clear to you guys. Hope the features are clear to you guys. If you have any question, you can always ask me right now. Are the features clear, students? Let's proceed with the identifiers and literals. Now, when we talk about identifiers, literals in Python are nothing but the values passing to the Python program. Okay, programmatically, whenever we write any Python program, we make the inputs, and such type of inputs which we make are called the literals or values, right? So all types of values are called the literals. In Python programming, we have 5 types of literals. One is the integer, second is a floating point literal, third is the str literal, boolean literal, and collection. Okay, so as I've told you, whenever we make any input and all the inputs are known to be a literals or values. Identifiers. Now, what are identifiers or variables? So whenever we make any input, they are stored in the memory by allocating the sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data types. Now, in order to process that data, which was stored in the main memory as a programmer, we must take some distinct name, which helps us to identify the values stored in the memory. So such values are known to be a identifier. Okay, so the values of identifiers are changing or verifying during the program executions. So all the identifiers are also known as variables. So all type of inputs or literals must be stored in the form of variables, and all types of variables are called as objects. Now, what is a variable? Variable is an identifier whose values can be changed during execution of the program. But there are some rules which we need to use, which we need to follow while using the identifier. To use the variable in Python program, we need to follow some rules. First rule, the variable name is a combination of alphabets, digits, and special symbol that is underscore only. If we want to proceed with it, the first letter of variable name must start either with an alphabet or with the underscore. It can be a combination of alphabets, digits, and special symbol. That is, please remember underscore. And first letter of variable name must start with either with an alphabet or with the underscore, not with the digits. Right? Like, I have shown you some examples. Let's go ahead and understand this with example. Like, I am writing A is equal to 12. Now, what is A? A is a variable. If I write print A, we'll get the answer, right? So A is a variable. So while we save any file, that will be identified by the variable. So 12 is a literal and A is a identifier. Clear? Now, as I've told you that we can, if I write A is 1, I'm sorry, 1A is equal to 12. This is invalid. This is invalid. If I write A is equal to 12, this is acceptable. Now, if I write underscore A is equal to 12, it is also acceptable. Are we getting any error? No error. Now, if I write hash A, hash A is equal to 12. This is acceptable because it will be considered as, now if I write print A, or let me write print hash A, C. Why? Because whatever will stored in the form of variable, and A hash is used for commenting purpose. Whenever we use hash, that is used for commenting purpose, right? Now, if I write 1 A B C is equal to 12, again, error. If I write A B C is equal to 12, it is acceptable, right? We can take any value. It is acceptable. Now, if I write A underscore B 1 is equal to 4.5, it is also acceptable. It is also acceptable. Now, if I write like this, total salary of, if I write, let me write total salary of an employee is equal to 2.5. Why? Because space is a special symbol. Now, if I write total salary of an employee is equal to 4.5. It is acceptable, but it is difficult to understand. Isn't it? Isn't it? So, to understand this, we can write like this. Total sum of an employee is equal to 4 point. Now, is this understandable? Is this understandable, students? Give me the answer. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right. I can also write like this. Total salary of, let me write 4 employees is equal to 5.9. It is also clear. Right? Now, let's go ahead. See. 1 ABC 23. It is invalid because it is starting with the alphabet. If I'll write sal 123 is equal to 45, this is valid. Underscore sal is equal to 4.5, it is also valid. If we'll use the special symbol dollar, sal is equal to 4.5, that will be invalid. We will be getting the error. Underscore 123 is also valid. Underscore 123 underscore 5.6, it is also valid. Right? No special symbols are allowed within the variable name except the underscore. Okay? Hash is used for commenting in Python. I've shown you the example. I have shown you in the example. If I'll write sal is equal to 45, that is valid. Employee space sal, that will be invalid because space here is a special symbol. Now, salary hash employee. Now, when I'll write print sal, it will take 45 only because hash is used for commenting purpose. So it will not considered hash employee. It will give the output 45 only. Right? If I write sal slash or hash employee is equal to 56, that is also invalid. So all the symbols except underscore is not accepted. Clear question? Clear, students? Any questions? No questions. Let's proceed further. Given you lot many examples. Now, rules of using identifiers and variables in Python. No keywords to be used in the Python program. Keywords are reserved in programming languages. They give the specified meaning to the compilers, like if and else. If if and else are not allowed to use because they are the key. If I write else is equal to 45, that will be invalid because it gives the special meaning to the compilers. Let me write it here. Let me show you with example. Like if I write if is equal to 25, we'll get the error because it is reserved. Now, if I write underscore if is equal to 25, that is acceptable. That is acceptable. Now, if I write else is equal to 25, we'll again get the error. Now, if I write underscore else is equal to 25, that is acceptable. Can now, if I'm writing else underscore 25, name error. Sorry, else underscore is equal to 25. This is also acceptable, right? If underscore is equal to 25, this is also acceptable. So we cannot use directly if and else only. If we'll use because these are reserved for the Python company. Right? Shown you with the examples? No. All the variable names are case sensitive. Like if I write age is equal to 19, that is also valid. If I write in the uppercase, this is also valid. If I write like this is also valid. So in whatever manner we'll write it, that will be accepted. That will be acceptable, but it should start with the alphabet or the special symbol underscore only, not with the digit as well. Clear, students? It is always recommended to takes the user-friendly variables name. I have shown you with example. Like total salary of an employee is equal to 45. It is valid, but not recommended because we be difficult to understand. It will be difficult to understand. So what I have written is total underscore salary underscore employee is equal to 45. This is valid also and recommended also, so the end user will be able to understand. Now, next session will be of data science in Python. In the next session, we'll start the data science. So hope whatever we have discussed till here is clear to you. Any questions if you have, you can raise your hand or let me know in the chat box. Do you have any questions? No questions. Okay, students, you need to go ahead. What is meaning what we write after 0? What is the meaning that we write after 0? This is what you're asking. Let me show you. Just a second. See, if I'll write 0. As I've told you, digits are not acceptable. This is what you're asking, or you're asking about the 0b. 0b, 0x, you're asking about this. Okay, so you're asking about the binary format. 0b like this, right? This is the syntax. Dear, whenever we write any binary format, we need to go ahead and write like this only. Let me show you. If I write 0b directly, 11111, 31, it will give the response like this only, right? But if I give it a variable name like a is equal to 0b 11111, now print a, or if I directly write a, you'll get the output. Why? Why? It is always better to save it with the help of variable, because it will be stored in the main memory, and that will help us to identify it. Are you getting me? If we need to save, like if I'll save 0x, this is a hexadecimal, 123 291. But if I write b is equal to 0x 123, and if I write b, I get this out. So this is a syntax. If whenever we write any file, if we'll write the binary number or the hexadecimal or the octal number, we need to give it the 0x. If we'll write without it, it will not be acceptable. Like if I'll write x123, what is this? It is not acceptable. It is not understandable. So there are some rules or syntaxes which we need to follow. Yes. Every alphabet has different value. I'll show you once we'll proceed with the data science. Tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, we'll proceeding with the data science. Okay. Students, please remember from tomorrow onwards, the link will be shared with the paid candidates only. Like today, no, 3 demo sessions we have, I'm sorry. And from after tomorrow, like from day after tomorrow, the link will be shared with the paid candidates only. And recordings of today and tomorrow, yesterday and today will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. Okay, so you can go through that also. And if you want to proceed, if you want to contact us or link us, you need to follow us on our WhatsApp community group. I'll be pasting you that, the WhatsApp community link, so that you'll be able to contact us easily. Yes, I'll be pasting this. This will be helpful for you. Once you'll go ahead with this will be helpful for you. I'll be pasting this. Just follow us, okay? First 2 sessions recordings will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and we'll share the link on our WhatsApp community group also. You need to follow the announcement option there. Please remember this. Okay? And day 3rd recording will be shared with the paid candidates only. You can join the class tomorrow, but the recording will be shared with the paid candidates only. And from the 4th day onwards, the link will be changed. And if you want to contact our support team, they are available from Monday to Saturday between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. These are the numbers provided to you where you can freely contact them, and you can also mail them at support@logiclabstech.com. Okay, and if you have any if session related query, like if you want to ask any question from me, you need to contact me at ritu.logiclabs@gmail.com. Please contact me here. Is this okay, students? Any questions? So please enroll yourself as early as possible. Please enroll yourself as early as possible. Rest we'll discuss tomorrow. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye. Have a nice day.